Have you ever told yourself, I just need more motivation? Maybe you said it when you wanted to start working out, learning a new skill, or building something meaningful. You believe that if you could just feel more motivated, everything would fall into place. But what if that idea is completely wrong? Motivation feels powerful. When it's there, everything feels easy. You wake up early, you focus deeply, you feel excited about progress. But motivation has one major flaw. It doesn't stay. It disappears. Sometimes quickly, sometimes without warning. And when it's gone, most people stop. This is where many people get stuck in a cycle. They wait for motivation, they take action, motivation fades, they stop, they feel guilty, they wait again. Over and over, year after year. So what's the alternative? If motivation is unreliable, what actually works? The answer is simple, but not always easy. You need a system. A system is different from motivation. Motivation is emotional. A system is structural. Motivation says, I feel like doing this. A system says, this is what I do, no matter how I feel. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you need motivation to do it? Probably not. You don't wake up and say, I hope I feel inspired to brush my teeth today. You just do it. Automatically. Because it's part of your system. Now imagine applying that same idea to your goals. Instead of relying on motivation to study, you create a fixed time every day. Instead of hoping to feel like exercising, you schedule it like an appointment. Instead of waiting for inspiration, you build routines that make action inevitable. The goal is not to feel ready. The goal is to remove the need to feel ready. Let's break this down. A good system has three simple parts. Cue, action, reward. First, the cue. This is the trigger that tells your brain, it's time. It could be a time of day, a location, or an event. For example, every morning at 7 a.m., or right after you finish breakfast, or when you sit at your desk. The more consistent the cue, the easier the habit. Second, the action. This is what you actually do. And here's where most people make a mistake. They make the action too big, too difficult, too time-consuming. And when something feels hard to start, you avoid it. So instead, reduce it. Make it so small that you can't say no. If you want to read, start with 1 page. If you want to code, start with 5 minutes. If you want to exercise, start with 1 set. This might sound too easy. But remember, your goal is not intensity. Your goal is consistency. Third, the reward. This is what reinforces the behavior. Your brain needs to feel that the action was worth it. Sometimes the reward is internal, like a sense of progress. Sometimes it's external, like a small break or something you enjoy. When you combine these three elements, cue, action, reward, you create a loop. And that loop becomes your system. Now here's something important. A system doesn't guarantee success overnight, but it guarantees progress over time. And progress is what matters. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people. Person A waits for motivation. They work hard for 3 days, then stop for a week. Person B follows a system. They do a small task every single day. After 1 month, who do you think is ahead? Probably person B. Not because they worked harder, but because they worked consistently. Consistency beats intensity. Almost every time. There's another benefit to systems that people often overlook. They reduce decision-making. And that's powerful. Every day, you make hundreds of decisions. What to eat, what to do, what to focus on. And each decision uses mental energy. When you rely on motivation, you also rely on decisions. Should I do this now? Do I feel like it? Maybe later? But when you have a system, the decision is already made. You don't think. You act. And that saves energy. It reduces stress. It creates clarity. Now, let's talk about failure. Because no system is perfect. You will miss days. You will break your routine. You will feel off sometimes. That's normal. The mistake is not failing. The mistake is stopping completely. There's a simple rule you can follow. Never miss twice. If you skip one day, that's okay. But don't skip the next. Because one missed day is an accident. Two missed days start a new habit. Another thing to understand is this. Systems work quietly. You won't always feel progress. You won't always see results immediately. And this is where many people give up, because they expect fast results. But real growth is delayed. It's like planting a seed. You don't see anything at first, but beneath the surface, something is happening. Then one day it grows. And it looks like it happened suddenly. But it didn't. It was the result of consistent effort over time. Let's bring this back to you. What is one thing you've been delaying? Something you know is important. Something you've been waiting to feel ready for. Now imagine this. Instead of waiting for motivation, you build a system around it. You make it small. You make it repeatable. You make it automatic. How would that change your life? Because here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Goals are important. They give you direction. But systems are what move you forward. Every day, step by step. So instead of asking, how do I stay motivated? Start asking, how do I make this easier to repeat? That question changes everything. Before we close, I want to leave you with something simple. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need the best strategy. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start small and repeat it again and again and again. Because in the end, success is not about one big moment. It's about what you do daily, quietly, consistently, without needing motivation. If this gave you a new perspective, don't just think about it. Build one small system today. Start with something simple and commit to repeating it. Because that's how real change happens.